my opinion, is a very slept-on MC from our city, the city of brotherly love. If you didn't have a copy of his debut CD, Many Faces, back in '97, then you missed out, homie. He's a graduate of the great Howard University, and he's ascended to even higher levels outside of hip-hop. But we're going to let him tell you about that when he gets on. So right now, we're gonna bring him on the line after this quick clip.
Yeah. I gotta talk to these people, man. Talk to them, man. Listen. Some folks said I was finished, didn't think I had survived, homie. But not a blemish, not a scratch, ain't a spot on me. Cause I ain't been seen in a minute, that's a knock on me. Yet I'm still the best in the business, got some guap on it. Put your money down, y'all a bunch of clowns. May fool your fans, but I see through you like an ultrasound. It's me, Tracey, so cut the stunting now. You frontin' now, it's funny how I'm still good in your hood that you don't come around. Well,
yeah, Tracey Lee, everybody. Welcome to the show, Trey Lee. What up, man?
What's happening? What's the business? What's good, man? It's been glad y'all calling me on here, man. I hear y'all, chopping it up about, great scores and who, what I'm saying, who's doing work in the league. That's what I do. That's what me and my homies do. That's all we do is sit around and compare and contrast. So it's good that, that y'all got a show going on like this, you know what I mean?
What's up, family?
Hey, man, that's what's up. So, yeah, we're going to get back into that. We're going to get back into some sports because we know you're a big sports fan. But
Absolutely.
Real quick, and this is Dev, real quick, I just wanted to ask you because, everybody on our show, it's usually 5 of us here. It's only 4 of us tonight. One of our homies, PJ, he had to attend to some other business. But we've all been hip-hop heads since back in the day. So we want to know what's your thoughts
81.
on the current state of hip-hop. And we can two-part it. And how do you think hip-hop has affected sports, like in the last decade?
All right, now, before I answer that question, can I be as candid as possible? Is this like PG? Is this all
No.
You can be
keep it
as
100.
candid as possible. Just keep it clean.
Okay, I got you. I mean, to sum it up, man, I'm going to be quite frank and honest, man, and this is no disrespect to the new school cats coming up, but overall, like, there are exceptions, but overall it's trash, and I'll tell you why. It's a lot of, it's a lot of, you know what I mean? It's a lot of, like, the era of hip-hop I grew up in, it was no biting allowed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, plenty of people have said that in their lyrics, but it's just too many people and too many, things sounding alike and saying the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where's the originality? And I ain't just talking about, like, okay, of course we all use samples and all that. I ain't talking about originality in that, but how they use the sample was original. How they flip words was original. You know what I'm saying? The way they came out, how they dressed. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Everybody had their own distinct character. It seemed like that just disappeared. You know what I mean? You could cut on the video, cut down the sound, and it looked the same. You dig me? That's just my perception of it. You know what I mean?
That's what we talk about that all the time. When I argue with people, who try to say hip-hop is in its greatest shape right now, with me and where I'm from, it's like the first and foremost of hip-hop. I mean, if you're going to call yourself a rapper, you have to be able to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You can't just live off of a beat. You can't live off the production because most of the time the artist isn't even making the beats. So how you going to live off of that? But back in the day, the most heinous thing that you could do, the biggest crime in hip-hop was biting. But now it seems like it's cool. Like,
it's socially acceptable. Like, you could take a cat's line, you could take his beat. I mean, his whole beat. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever it's like, and it's cool, and it's like it's hip and all that. I personally can't get with it. Now, to answer the second part of your question, how has it affected hip hop? I think it definitely affects hip hop. I mean, a lot of these cats out there are young boys. Your superstars is in their mid-20s. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely affected by the music, in all ways, shape, form, and fashion. From the way from the way people carry their style on and off the court and all of that. But I think it was a bigger influence in hip hop in the days where, and it's not too far back. I say maybe 10 years ago when AI was at the top of the game. AI personified, the culture. You know what I'm saying? The way it was right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I don't know who personifies who. Ain't nobody out there looking like Wayne, so it ain't really that much of an influence. Ain't nobody out there looking like Drake, so it ain't that much of an influence. But you can tell where AI got his roots from. You can tell where a lot of these, cats that was out there like between 98 and like 2002, 2003, I think hip hop had its biggest influence on the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Trey, this is the boy B. Austin. Glad to have you on the show. I just wanted to make a comment about the answer to the first question asked. One of the things that we always share amongst ourselves and even with other people that we speak to is, hip-hop and art at large, for that matter, across genres, is about when your mind and your heart meet and the expression that you got to get out. It's not even about what the audience is going to feel, but it's about, I got to get this out and let the people hear it and let it touch. Now that's gone, and it's either my mind tells me I got to make a hustle move to get cake, so it's a hustle, and it's no longer about art, or it's, I see whatever this dude is doing over here is working, whatever this dude is doing over here is working. I may have something in me that I want to get out, but I'm a little scared because I don't know how it's going to be accepted, so let me fall in line and do what everybody else is doing. And this nut music we have now suffers for it.
True indeed, and I want to piggyback off of what you just said, man. When you made the distinction between art and the money, you know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, man, art and business naturally do not mix. And the reason why I say that is because when you're talking about business, you're talking about timelines, you're talking about fiscal years, you're talking about having product out there at a certain time so you get your money back. That's what the business is about now. It wasn't like, even though, it was still a business thing, it was more driven by the art form. And I think you just touched on that. So when you got a money-driven business, your art is going to suffer all the time. All the time.
True.
Yeah. Hey, Trey, what's going on, fam? This is Jimmy. I got a question for you real quick. I know that I was peeping your site and everything. I see you on Facebook, Twitter, and I see you heavy into the social media. But how do you think technology has affected the music business where cats are just straight downloading, not buying albums? And what's your opinion on that?
Well, honestly, I think it's a good thing. If you go back to the inception of the game, and I'm speaking primarily of hip-hop, there was a lot of, and this was before social media came about, there was a lot of smaller labels. You had Jive, you had Next Plateau, you had Def Jam was even on a small basis, you know what I'm saying? So there were a lot of smaller labels, and that's what I like in the social media thing too, as far as being able to get your music out in a various amount of ways. Now, as far as people downloading the music, I think if you got good quality music, people gonna download it and they'll go buy it. The reason why people download music is because it became a time where people made albums and they would only put like one or two hot joints on the album. So why would I go spend my $10? You know what I'm saying, to buy your album when you only got one or two joints? I'm downloading it. And plus now I need to test it out because I don't trust you now. You know what I'm saying? Now,
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's hot, I think they'll download and they'll buy it just because they want to support because it's crazy. And then the other thing that the internet does is that it allows you to create your promotion team, your marketing team, because now these cats are downloading, they spreading the word. They telling you, this thing is hot. I'm telling you, I got it. I don't mind that. I'll sacrifice, like 10 cats download my joint if I get 500,000 sales out of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, those numbers are skewed a little bit, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get you. And I agree with you because I do that a lot. Like, I'll check on somebody's jump, but if you put out this last one, like, the last album I actually bought probably was Ghost album. When I heard it, I was like, yo, I'm going to go buy this because to me it was quality product. Another question I have for you real quick is we all view ourselves as like well-rounded brothers, but a lot of artists don't have much to fall back on. But you, on the other hand, have credentials that will surprise a lot of people in our audience who don't know. Tell them about what you do outside of hip-hop.
Well, I tell you, hip-hop is a blessing to me because it prompted me to do a couple of things. It prompted me to tap into my creative juices and all that and become, the writer and performer and all that stuff that I became. But what it also did is that it took me down a journey where I had to learn more, and because of the evolution of hip-hop and how it became from art to business, I had to learn how to take care of my business. So what happened was when I signed my deal in 97 at Universal, I just wanted to get my music out. That was my primary goal. I wasn't concerned with how my business was handled and all of that stuff, and that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming nobody for it. I didn't do the proper research and get an attorney, an entertainment attorney, should I say, to handle my business. I went and got just an attorney. You know what I'm saying? So, he didn't know the language. He didn't know, the industry standard when it came to signing contracts. So, me just wanting to get my music out, I took his word for it, and then I just signed my deal. Now, not to say it was just like a totally, totally pro label, but there's certain things, hindsight 2020, that I just definitely wouldn't have went for if I'd have known better. So going through the trials and tribulations of being a signed artist, I recognized certain things as I was going along in the process. So, long story short, what that prompted me to do was, hey, look, I need to learn this for myself. You know what I mean? My lawyer he ain't really hip to this game. He's a lawyer, but he was doing, I don't know, family law something. But he don't know the entertainment legal jargon and stuff like that. He don't know the industry standards. He don't know points and all of that stuff. So I just took my situation and said, you know what? Let me get out of this and go learn it for myself from that side. So what I did was take the little, the little earnings that I made. It should have been more, but I ain't complaining. Took that and I parlayed that and I went to law school. You know what I mean? And not only, and just so it ain't, coming off like on some selfish whatever, it wasn't really for me because I didn't know, what kind of window I had in the game as an artist. It was really for cats coming up behind me. You know what I'm saying? So that day, when they came up in the game, they would have at least me to say, yo, let's call up Trey. He knows, such and such, not only from the forefront as an artist, but now he got his legal degree. You know what I'm saying? And now he's a licensed attorney. And he's going to tell me what's what and what's not. And that's the only thing I say to artists, man, be informed. You can make whatever decisions you want, but you got to make sure that all the cards are on the table before you make that decision. You know what I mean?
Because the uninformed the uninformed always get taken advantage of, man. Information is everything, and that sort of segues us to my next question. This is B again. Your upcoming album, Esquire. I assume that title stems from the fact that you are an attorney, but tell us what the album is about, what your inspiration was, and when does it come out?
Well, I'll tell you a story. Like, basically, my intention is to have it come out in October, October 22nd, which is like your traditional Tuesday, album dropping day. It's my birthday, basically, but it's also how it's homecoming. So, basically, my whole idea, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to HU.
Saturday night. Word up.
All my bison.
No doubt. So the whole idea is to, throw this big party. We do a party every year on homecoming Saturday night, but, had that, parlay that into the album release party. But I stopped in the middle of working on it because I know I'm doing something different, but it's like I just had a revelation. And basically this is coming from the music side of the game. It's like I'm listening to records and I'm seeing how people doing records. It's like the game is so saturated, I'm trying to go all the way left. And I ain't talking about, so you don't understand me. You're going to understand me. But the way the music sounds, using different instrumentation, the way it moves, it won't be a traditional loop. You know what I'm saying? Just you hear the same loop going back. I mean, that's fine, but I'm trying to be way different because the market is just too many rappers, man. It's too many. Everybody rhymes, son. Everybody rhymes. Y'all know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to separate yourself totally. You know what I mean? So
especially in our hometown, man. Everybody raps. Everybody.
Yo, in Philly, you can't walk down a block in Philly.
What'd you say?
I said you can't walk down a block without seeing somebody rap. And I remember coming up in Philly, nobody rap when I came up. And it's to the point now where every block you walk down, you see somebody as a rapper.
And they all clone. And like you said, it's funny because in Philly, I at least I do have a little bit of self pride. At least we still maintain some level of lyrical integrity. But I'll be darn if everybody isn't a killer, man. Everybody freestyles. Yo, y'all kill 100 people per bar.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I mean, I can't, yo, how many Ks can you lift? How many 40s can you spray? Yo, give me something else. I can't relate. I'm 31 years old now.